Hi everyone, it's Denise with Wondubar Crafts. Today we're going to try and finish up on this fabric journal. On this one, I'm not going to fill it with a bunch of, tucks and stuff. Really what this is to do is for the next owner to be able to do all that, because I want it to be interactive. So essentially what I'm doing is building the outer shell and putting the signatures in and stuff so that they can fill and do their own thing, you know, as they so choose. So let me take all these out, and what we're going to do is you can sew the signatures in. That's completely up to you. I want to put eyelets in here so that when they fill their signatures, they can either move it to another book, or or they can sew those into another journal at some other point. But this one kind of more like a field journal kind of thing, so that they can replace the signatures and use it over and over. So to do that, we're going to need to put some elastic, which I have here, or you can use baker's twine. You just need to make sure you make it tight enough. There are 3 layers of fabric on here, so you want to make sure you test. I've tested a couple times just to make sure. I have the stand-up, the big crocodile. You can use your hand one as well. Just make sure that it will go through all 3 layers. Okay, like such. Take that excess fabric off the back. Oh, let's find this one here. And we can put this on there like so. Okay, and you want to try and make sure that when you do these, all of your fabric kind of tucks underneath there. So okay, so I will make sure though when I do this one that it tucks all of that in there, because we're going to put the eyelet on the outside portion, because that's the portion that everybody is going to see from the outside, right? So the fun part, now we get to measure. So we want to take it right about in the middle of this. So we know that this is 1 inch across, and we probably, because this is going to be tucked in here, all right, we want to make sure that it is at the right level, right? So let's see, we want to measure down. It should be about 1/2 inch, or right about. So let's say it's about 1/2 inch there. And I want to make sure though that we are because that's not quite, it's 1/2 inch to the fringe. So I need to make sure that I mark that, and then I want this to be right about in the middle. So we use pencil for that. So 1/2 inch in, and about 1/2 inch down. It goes right about there. Same thing here, 1/2 inch up. And where is my 1/2 inch over? Just about there. Oop. Broke my lid. All right. And then we'll do the same thing on this one. So let's make sure on this one that we should be just about the same, but I want to make sure, because there's nothing that stinks more than to make that assumption. And okay, it's about 1/2 inch. It's a little bit less than 1/2 inch. And then you go to put that in there, and then it doesn't sit right. Then that stinks. Okay. Let's see, for about 1/2 inch. Oh, we need to come over just a little bit. There we go. That's too far down. Okay, check it again. All right, so 1/2 inch is there. Where are we going with this? Let's just mark it this way. All right. And then we know. And yeah, it's going to cut through some of that. And I know I'm marking it on the wrong side because I've got to flip it over. But I can poke my hole, but my eyelet's coming back through the other side. So it doesn't really matter what side you do that on. So all right. Half an inch in here. I just kind of want to make it, yeah. Because if we come 1/2 inch up, because we've got this here, you know, you can sew your stuff on and then sew that on over if you want. If you think it's too confusing to do it this way. For me, it's just that's just kind of, I don't know. That's how the flow is going, so that's how I'm going to do it. All right, so 3/8 or 3/16 hole. You want that hole. So what you want to do is make sure you align that prong right there. So you're going to need to watch it. Okay. Do this one. And let me turn it for you here. As soon as I get that on there so that you can see with this. My, I don't know if you can see down in there, but my mark is there. And I want to make sure that my punch goes through that. And then the other side, I gotta get rid of this paper for it's driving me nuts. Same thing with this. Okay, and last one here. I had to make sure that the hole wasn't already there. It's Friday. I got finished this up and get it ready to go to its new home, and then I have to I got to take down some shelving to put that new table that I bought for the cutting machine there, and I am going to try and do a video. The problem is if I do a room video, it has to be done on my iPhone because these cameras are like stable cameras. They're hooked onto like an arm. So, I mean, I guess I could, but it's going to look really wonky. Probably going to make half people sick. We don't want to do that, right? And then we have, and then, so I don't know if my program will take the iPhone, the iMac video or whatever they call it, that style, and convert it to an MP4 to attach it to like this kind of video. So, which is, it renders as a MP4. So, let's see, do I want a green, like a green on the top, maybe? And then more like a teal on the bottom because it's very close to that teal color down there. Like that. So it kind of blends a little bit. I think that would look all right. What y'all think? I think it will. All right. So we want to make sure that all our fabric is going to get caught on the back there. And when you do your eyelets, I know a lot of people, I get confused too. And sometimes I have to pull out the instruction book and relook. But if you, you have a hole here, and a lot of people think that it's supposed to go this way. And I don't think it is. But I'm going to pause real quick and double check because I don't want to tell you wrong. Okay, yes. So, see, I have to check and make sure. But here's the one without the washer, right? And it goes, your stem, is for lack of a better word, actually goes to the top of the eyelet, like that. And then this piece here is what helps to spread the bottom out for attachment. And I have to periodically, when I use my hand one, it's pretty simple. I don't know if it's just the way it's oriented. I can, and how that you do it, I can fix it okay, you know. But using this big of the, you know, Mother Hubbard of crocodile, I have to make sure that I do it the right way. So, although it's the same, it's the same thing. So, okay, let's make sure this goes through. All right. Okay, it did. It took all the fabric. And I will do it one more time just to kind of smooth it. There we go. Because we don't want anything catching on the back side of that, right? All right, let's do this other top one. And what I like to do is push it to the top so that it does connect through the hole. I'm going to make sure it goes all the way through. All right, and it did. And let me push it down a little bit harder. I don't want to push too hard because I've got my glass mat down here, so I don't want to crack it. So what is everyone doing for Thanksgiving? Does everyone have plans, or are you just going to stay at home and do a chill day? Or, because I know a lot of people do that, you know. They don't really, some people just don't want to cook that much. I know as I've gotten older, I don't want to cook as much. And now I understand why my mother was always like, oh yeah, you can cook the bird. Oh yeah, I'll do this. I'll just do some of the sides, because the sides sometimes are so much easier than trying to get the pie done and the turkey done. And of course, there we go. I came out easier than I thought it was gonna. Yay! It's always a good sign. Sorry if this is hitting. I am trying to put away this. When you guys see, you'll see like where I have everything kind of stationed. It makes sense to me, but it might not to other people, so as to why I do what I do, but why I bend over or why I'm doing this or that. But okay, so we've got that. Yay, look. Okay, and I will probably take a pair of pliers later, and actually I think I might have a pair right here. I do. And I just want to make sure that any sharp edges are poked down, because we don't want those to tear the paper, now do we? Absolutely not. And the crocodile is a great tool, but sometimes we have to do some different tools to make it come out the way we want to. Alrighty. Yay. So we got that done. Alright, so then our next task is to let's see, because I have all my little notes here. See my notes. Measure to the middle of the book part of the journal, and center the envelope journal, and center to the bottom, and clip to secure, and sew the envelope through all layers. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do, because I got to thinking about this last night. Okay, I am going to eyeball center this, because it's fairly, you know what I mean, it's probably like half an inch there, about half an inch there, and about half an inch there. Yeah, a little bit more, but we can push this back. And then I'm going to clip this. So then originally I was going to sew the whole thing on here, and then I got to thinking, oh my gosh, I can make extra pocket, right? So we've got a pocket here. So, but I don't want to sew down this part, because then it limits how big you can open it, right? So if I come in with my needle and start here and just sew here and reinforce, and then sew down along here, I'm going to use a normal foot to come in, and then here and reinforce that. I now have another little tuck here, which I think would be fun, right? So that is what our next plan is. So let me see if I can get this, and I want to take this down. Oh, I don't know, I want to leave maybe, what is that, 1/8 of an inch? Yeah, about 1/8 of an inch down off the bottom. So it's not quite on the bottom, but this gives me room on top, because we have to sew that flap. We want to sew that flap on here so it stays permanent, right? So let's see, we've got not quite half an inch there, which means we've got more here. So if we push this back to about half an inch, thereabouts, and then we've probably got about half an inch here. Yep. And I am going to clip it. Actually, I need bigger clips, huh? Oh, goodness. Come on, Denise. All right, watch out. Oh, got Ubers at the feet. Sorry. Should have thought about that. Okay. We want big clamps, because then take them off as we sew. All right. But really, we need this side clamped and secured so it doesn't shift on us. All right. This will take off as soon as we get over there. So all I'm going to do is use a straight stitch here, you know, back stitch, reinforce it. Well, since I'm already coming to here, I might as well just come on down. My biggest concern though is that it's not going to open there. So, and then I'll just pick up my needle and move it over here and just sew that on. I won't cut the thread. I'll just pick my needle up and move it so that I still have the thread there. So I'll show you. Let me go. Like I said, I have not gotten my camera set up over there. That'll be something I'll try and do this weekend. So we're back over doing that stuff. If you guys like that. If you don't, you know, let me know, because then I can just continue to do it this way, and then, you know, I can sew using that, making videos with the sewing machine, doing sewing stuff. So I'll be right back. Okay, so as you can see, we are now stitched in. Still have our pocket here. I did a reinforcement here and here on the top, lifted my needle and did the reinforcement all the way there to the bottom, lifted it again. So this still allows this pocket to open. Actually, I think what I want to do is just snip that little thread there and there so it doesn't get in the way. You can still open it. And you still got a pocket back here. That would be a great place to hide an extra packet, an extra signature or an extra pad of paper or something along those, you know, tracing paper maybe or something like that back there. All right, so this is sewn in. So now, what do we want to do? That is secured. Yay. And sorry guys, I'm just really in a good mood. And I think I'm just so excited. I can't wait. You know, and when I share this unboxing, and I am not an affiliate of AccuQuilt or anything like that. I love that. When it came out, I've always wanted one. I've been saving for forever. And finally, you know, was able to, good fortune allowed me to purchase it and the table and all that stuff. So I'm just so excited. It's just so much fun and I get to share with you guys. Okay, so we measured that and we sewed that on. So now we want to lay this flap, our flap, and we want it to be somewhat squared on here if we can. All right. I'm just thinking what I want to do is just to make sure that when I close this, it's not gonna push over or overlap here, up here, you know. So, okay, that's somewhat square. All right, so that looks good, like that. And yeah, you're probably going to do a little measuring here and there to make sure. I think. All right, so what I really want is about 1/2 inch from the top. That's so you have room for your ribbons and all that other stuff, but you also have room here for anything you want to add in the journal, the envelope journal in the back, right? So. Okay, so 1/2 inch comes to about here, but I really want it to kind of come down over here. So I'm going to pull this down just a smidgen. And there's 1/2 inch there. So I'm going to come up just a little bit on that. All right. And then I'm going to take a zipper foot, and I'm going to get as close as I can to that mark right there. So I put away the binder clips. I'm such a dork. So I want to clip this down. I would clip it but on the sides, but I don't, my luck, I would probably clip something that I'm not supposed to be clipping. So I think what I'm going to do is just kind of clip it on the edge here just to get it to the sewing machine so it'll stay in place, hopefully. And then, like I said, I'm going to take a zipper foot and get as close as I can, and I'm just going to run a stitch there to reinforce the flap, to sew the flap onto the book part. So I'll be right back. Okay, so essentially all I did was ran a stitch there, and then so now I have a cover for over the top of that. And remember, you can put pockets in this if you want additional ones. You could come in here before you sewed this down and separate, put things for tags, whatever you want to do. I just chose not to because I didn't want, since I've got pocket here and a pocket here, and I've got a tuck back here and a tuck inside there. I don't want to make it too thick with that kind of stuff. So, because you still got to I'm going to put ribbon and all that other stuff in here. So anyway, so our next step is to attach our baker's twine or our elastic. You can use baker's twine. It is thick enough. I want to use some elastic. I'm just going to use black. I figured if I can find the end here of where it's supposed to be. Goodness. All right, you would think this would be much easier to find the end than this. Goodness. There. Is the end down here? I don't guess so. All right, hold on. Let me find the end. I had to undo like half the darn thing. Okay. So I want, let's see. I think I want my tie off on, do I want it on the inside or outside? I think I want it on the inside on this one. So I'm just going to put us a nice piece. We're going to make sure that it's long enough to fit through, obviously, and long enough to make a tie off. So I'm going to bring this back in, and the tie off, because this is small, it can move between the eyelet, because the eyelet's a 3/16 inch hole. So, but actually we're going to want to make that tighter, I think. But let me get my journal and my page in there. And I can tie it off up here.
So we want it somewhat the same so that your pages don't slide out, but you know, if you need to tie it a little tighter, you can. You know how when you sew in a journal, you want your string to be tight. Okay, that's about where I want it. I'm going to give myself another little knot here. I'm just going to go down underneath it, under the this part here, and then just tie a different knot and then cut off the excess. We'll leave that in the center for now, and we'll tuck that just like that, and then we'll do the same for the other side. Okay. Don't guess I need to cut it as long. Keep forgetting it's elastic, it stretches. All right. Same thing. Put those in there. Right setup. Okay, so I'm going to pinch that together like so. Wrap it around my finger so that I can pull these through. Make a starter knot. It's still kind of loose. It's not quite where I want it, so tie it and do one more knot here. See if we can get that knot. A little bit tighter. There we go. A little tighter without cutting the, yeah, I think that's good right there. And then once again, just go up and underneath just so I can make my little knot. This knot I can undo that knot. Maybe. There we go. There we go. So then our signatures are in. The great thing is, right, we can take them out and replace them if we need to. All right. So now what we're going to do is I want to put a closure, like a Velcro closure. And the great thing about these is they are sticky. You can leave them like that, but I would suggest that you hand sew just around 4 corners of that. And I say that because that glue over time can let loose, you know, and it's more secure if you just put 4 little stitches in it, you know, on the top, bottom, side, and side. So, but for now, I'm going to stick them on here and get them placed where I want. And then I can hand sew. I'll hand sew one of them on camera, I think, if we have enough time, because we're already at 30 minutes here. And hold on just a second. Okay, sorry about that. My son was on his way out the door to go to an appointment. So, all right. So, what I want to do is make sure that my because I want to close it here. So and I think what I want is the soft pad here because I'm going to have fabric and stuff. So what I'm going to do is put these together. They're pretty sticky. And so that the rough one is on this side, right there. And then make sure everything is evenly set. I might have it come in just a little bit. So for bulk, you know, in case you get bulky. All right, and then that one's set. All right. And of course, like I said, you're going to want to hand sew that in. So, and then we want this one about here. And we're going to do the same thing. Attach these together so that they'll match up when you put them together. And let's see. I don't guess it really matters what side is what on there. And since I already have a mark of where it is halfway. Okay. Just like that. All right. And then we want one up here. And you can get this Velcro at Walmart, Joann's, Michael's probably. I like the small dots. These are 5/8 inch small dots. You can get them in different sizes if you so choose. Let's see. There we go. Just like that. So now I want to sew in my needles. I think, oh, they're there. I knew I had them pulled out. Okay, so my needle, and I need a little bit of thread. You can use just a plain neutral. You can use darker, lighter, match the color, whatever you want. You know, this is upholstery thread, so it's a little bit heavier. I got this at Hobby Lobby. This one. It's color 1074. It's upholstery. It's a little bit, like I said, it's a lot heavier than quilting. I use it really to do a lot of my bookbinding because it is a heavier thread. So, and it holds wax really well if you're going to use a waxed thread for your bookbinding. All right, so let's go back to here. All right. Oop. Put that back on. All right, I'm going to take this signature out real quick, just so I have a little more pliability. All right, I'm going to knot my bottom of my thread. Like I said, needles and me, we like to get stuck all over. Yeah, that's about the norm for me. I love it. Why do you sew? It's because I love it. I just do. I love it. All right, so see, and when you take that out, it is going to pucker because it's tight. But once you put your signature back in it, it will. So don't freak. See that? All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a pickup stitch here. All right, put my knot there. You can tuck it under the sticky stuff if you want. Totally up to you. And I'm going to come down into the Velcro patch. Be careful because you're going through 3 layers of fabric and that's sticky and your needle will get sticky. So just take an alcohol swab. You can use fingernail polish remover or rubbing alcohol or anything of the sort. So, okay. And then come back through. To here. Because the whole objective is to not leave a bunch of stitches on the back side, just a few. So now you can run, because there's 3 layers of fabric, remember? You can run this. Just tack it underneath. Just make sure it doesn't go through all 3 layers. And bring it up over here. Push it down and through. I have a thimble somewhere, but I don't have to pull it out because I'm lazy like that. Okay, and back up and through. And you're going to do this with all of those patches, so all 6 of the patches, so that, you know, you've got some extra security there if the stickiness comes off over time, although that is pretty sticky. If I wasn't in such a great mood, that would really, really, really annoy me. So I'm getting hungry. It's about lunchtime. Yep. So I would really love to know from you guys. Do you guys like watching me sew? I cannot do that anymore if you guys would prefer not to. That's okay. Just let me know. So, that part's going to be fairly easy. And then we can, I'm just going to poke this on the outer part, tie off a knot. It doesn't stick to my ring. All right, and snip it off, and then do the remaining, if I don't jab myself, lose my needle, do whatever. Yeah. See, and then having the signature in there keeps it all nice and straight. So there you go. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew all the rest of these on, and then I'll come back and show you the end result pretty much. All right, so I think with these little things here, oh, let me go back to, okay, so I've got them all sewn on, right? So there's plenty of space in here. Like I said, I've put envelopes up here. There's some envelopes in there. in this little pocket here, because there's two pockets. In one of the pockets in the front, I put some larger 4x6 index cards that are avocado dyed. In here, just some extra scrap pieces of, tea stain avocado, some extra paper, whatever in there that can be stored in there. And then, of course, we've got our signature here. In here, I've got another pouch that has index cards, 3x5. And then in the bottom here, I split it between the two, but there's 10 little marking tags that are avocado dyed, got different patterns and stuff on them. Okay, so, and then just stuck those in there. They can go anywhere you want. Anything can go in here. Just giving you an example. Okay, and then of course in our back we've got our journal, envelope journal. So in here, what I want to do is I've got some ribbon and some sari, some ribbon and then some sari here, and then some fabric. So what I want to do is, this is why I didn't want to put anything in here, so that I can pin these things here. Okay, and then I have a snippet roll. So I'm just trying to figure out how I want to integrate that, because there's quite a bit. I mean, you could put it on the back, you could tuck some back here, on the back side of here, anywhere you wanted. I might pin that one there, up there, so that you got, fabric pieces that you can put in there. And I put them on pins, but I'm thinking this might be a little thick here. Like that there. And then maybe like that underneath, like that. So that, I think, is what I'm going to do. I'm going to pin those so that, obviously, we're going to stick a couple of these. What do I got? How many I got here? 1, 2, 4, 6, 7 pieces. So and then you can sew these on. I just figured pinning them for now, and then if somebody wanted to change it up, they obviously can. They can take them off the pins and put them anywhere they want. I just thought it would be a cute little novelty here. All right, come on. Put it there. Actually, I think what I'm going to do is back that out, put 3. Goodness, why would I know it was going to be this big of a hoo-ha? No, it's not that bad. Okay. That's a thin piece. I'm trying to pick up some fabric so it'll stay on there. There we go. All right. Same thing I kind of want to do here. So I can poke this all the way through. Okay. I want to do, yeah. I think I want to come in a little bit more. And I put different fabric. I put some cheesecloth on here. See, some different colors. Hopefully that, you know, kind of go with the colors in this. Same thing here. I put some nice long pieces of sari silk on here. Like I said, this makes it a lot more integrative or interactive, sorry, than pin that like that. I go with that. Using quilting pins for a lot of it. So, and then there you go. All right, so I don't know if I think this one needs to be moved over just a smidgen more. There we go. So that it will close it. And this will make it thicker, but remember we did that for that reason. It'll tucks nice in there. There we go. And we have plenty of room for more if we needed up in there. But we've got just about everything we need, right, for our to make a journal and to make it better. And I think I'm going to cut these off a little bit. I decided not to do anything dangling because we've got plenty over here dangling and doing whatever. So there we go. We still have a little bit hanging out there, but that's all right. But I think it is cute. You know, it's nice and soft, but it's stable enough. You've got plenty of stuff to make your journal your own, right? So anyway, I hope that you'll give it a try. I think this would be a great gift to give to somebody who maybe it likes to journal and likes that interactive, wants to do kind of their own thing with it. It allows them to, you know, you're not making the tags or anything like that for it. They're getting to do all of it. So that's what I like about it. But, and she has she still has more of these. I looked in her shop yesterday. I noticed she had a couple of the wintry ones, Christmas and winter, so I got a couple of those. So I think those will be fun to do. And I'm hoping I've got this other journal that I'm still working on, and like I said, I've got to get the rest of my stuff some shelves off to make room for that other table in here. And as soon as that is done, I'll do a walkthrough and we'll unbox that. And I'll have another wonderful announcement to make. So until then, guys, that's pretty much the fabric journal. I'm going to box her up and send her on her way to her new home. So until the next time, hopefully we'll be doing an unboxing. Plenty of hugs, loves, and blessings. Bye, guys.